Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a Persian cat. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the head. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a cup, a bowl, or anything else with a circular edge. Inside the circle, draw a curved horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features. On the top part of the head, draw a curved vertical line for another construction guide. On the bottom part of the head, draw a small circle as a guide for the muzzle. Pay attention to the size of this circle in relation to the head. The top edge of this circle should touch the construction guides. Draw two smaller circles as guides for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the horizontal construction guide and on either side of the vertical guide. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. Inside the muzzle, draw a small triangle as a guide for the nose. Place the nose near the top right edge of the muzzle. Draw two big, triangular shapes on top of the head as guides for the ears. The ears should be big in relation to the head. Don't draw the ears too high up on the head. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Use the small circles inside the head as guides to draw the eyes. Lightly sketch the shapes of the eyes along the basic paths of the circles. Make the tops of the eyes flatter than the initial circles. As you darken the shapes, make the sides pointier for the corners of the eyes. The outer corners of the eyes should point out toward the ears. The inner corners of the eyes should point down toward the muzzle. Draw a couple of short lines to emphasize the inner corners of the eyes. Make the edges of the eyes thick and dark. Inside each eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for highlights. In the middle of each eye, draw a small oval for the pupils. Make the tops and bottoms of the pupils pointy. Shade the pupils, but don't overlap the tiny highlight circles. Use the small triangle inside the muzzle as a guide to draw the nose. Make the top part of the nose wavier than the initial triangle. Draw a couple of short curved lines on the sides for the nostrils. Darken the bottom part of the shape and add a short vertical line. Make the corners of the nose pointy. Under the nose, draw a line that curves to the left for the first part of the mouth. Extend the line to the left so that it touches the edge of the muzzle. Draw another sloping line to the right for the other side of the mouth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. Curve the tips of the mouth up to create the sides of the muzzle. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the muzzle to create a furry texture. The shape of the muzzle should be wider than the initial circle. Make the shape of the muzzle thick so that it resembles a big mustache. Add rows of dots inside the muzzle for the base of the whiskers. Below the mouth, draw a curved line that's made up of short strokes for the furry chin. Follow the basic path of the initial circle as you draw this line. Draw a few more lines above the nose to emphasize the shape of the muzzle. Use the triangle on the top left side of the head as a guide to draw the first ear. Draw a series of short strokes on the sides and tip of the ear for fur. Add more short strokes within the shape for the fur that's inside the ear. Draw long wavy lines to create the long fur inside the ear. Use the triangle on the right as a guide to draw the other ear the same way. Darken the path of the guide and add a series of long and short strokes to create the fur. Draw the longer strokes along the bottom of the ear. Use the big circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Draw a series of strokes along the basic path of the circle to create the shape of the head. Make the top of the head flatter than the initial circle. Use long wavy lines as you darken the shape of the head to create the long fur. The longer you make these lines, the longer the fur will be. Draw thin triangular shapes to indicate clumps of fur. Make the tips of the clumps of fur pointy. The bottom of the head should be wider than the initial circle. Make the outer tips of the lines slope downward. Don't close off the shape of the head at the bottom. Add a series of short strokes inside the head to emphasize the fur. Make the strokes different sizes. The strokes will help define the shape of the head too. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Now color your drawing. Use pink to color the ears and nose. Color lightly at first and gradually build up to darker colors. For a light shade of a color, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for a darker shade. Use a bit of brown to create shadows. Color the eyes using different shades of green. Use dark shades of green along the tops of the eyes and light shades of green along the bottoms of the eyes to emphasize the round shape. You can color the eyes a different color if you'd like. Don't overlap the tiny highlight circles as you color the eyes. Slowly and gradually blend the colors together. Push down slightly harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. Add a bit of gray across the head to create shadows. Shadows will give the head more dimension and volume. Use long strokes as you add the shadows to create a furry texture. You can color the fur differently if you'd like. If you have a pet Persian cat or a similar breed, try to duplicate its coat pattern on your drawing. Coloring can be time consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the Persian cat. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.